We've got a travel expert with us this morning. Jeanenne Tornatore joins us with some destination ideas for vacationers packing up their RV or simply piling in the car, how to get ready and how to get out. Jeanenne, thanks for joining us. This probably takes a little planning.
It does, especially this summer, because look, whether you're talking RV sites, campgrounds, attractions, nearly everywhere is requiring reservations. So heading out on a road trip isn't quite as spontaneous as it used to be.
Okay, so tell us some of the best destinations in Utah. There's a huge list. We don't even have enough time, but give us some of the top picks for you.
Sure. Well, let's start with Zion National Park. Not only is this popular here in Utah, it's one of the most popular national parks in the country. So for folks who are heading down there, I would recommend, looking at taking some of the less popular trails so that you can, more naturally social distance, because this will be very popular. Also, if you're taking your RV, make sure that you're checking for size requirements. You do have to get tunnel permits when you head to the upper portion of the park, but you will find a lot of great options for camping and parking your RV, from the Zion River Resort on the west side to the Zion Crest Campground on the east side. So plenty of options there. Now, Another destination in this area that I would point you to is Kanab. Now, why I love Kanab as a base camp for outdoor adventure: you are 90 minutes from 3 national parks, 5 national monuments, 2 state parks, and 2 national forests. So there is a world of opportunity for things to do, and making a town like this your base camp is really the way to go. You have places like the Crazy Horse RV Park, the Kanab RV Corral, so lots of options, again, for staying right in and around this area.
We do have so many pretty places. I know you liked Bryce. It made your list.
Yes, Bryce Canyon definitely made the list. There's a lot of great family-friendly options here for hiking. It's, again, an outdoor lover's paradise. You have hiking, biking, horseback riding, so many different ways to see this. The geology here is just one of its biggest highlights. So definitely worth checking out if you're down in this area.
Okay, so you already mentioned Zion National Park. What about some of the other national and state parks here that maybe we don't always think of for RV?
Absolutely. One of my favorites is about a 3.5-hour drive from Salt Lake City. This is in the southeastern corner of the state, Moab, Utah. So right on the border of Colorado. This is, one of the biggest outdoor adventure destinations in the country, home to 2 national parks. We have Arches National Park here in Canyonlands, both with just stunning vistas, great hikes. You also can raft the Colorado River here. Lots of mountain biking. This is a mountain biking mecca. So if you're heading out, you want to make sure you're throwing those bikes on the car, on the back of the RV. And again, near here, you also have 40 minutes away the Dead Horse State Park, which has stunning views overlooking the Colorado River, just beautiful vistas here. So again, there are just so many places within a 3 or 4 hour drive right out your back door in Utah. So if you haven't hit some of these national parks, I highly recommend it this summer. I would also point travelers to looking at getting a annual pass for state parks and national parks. That will save you some money as well.
Quickly, I think that travelers need to make sure that there aren't some restrictions in place before they go to some of these places, because there are limitations or reservations required, right, in some instances?
Not only are reservations required at campgrounds this summer and attractions, but whether you're staying in Utah or heading to some of the national and state parks outside of the state, you want to make sure that you're checking out the websites, the National Park Service website, nps.gov, for any restrictions or any permits that you need to get into the park. Some parks are even requiring timed permits to keep the amount of travelers down this summer. So make sure you're checking those out. I would also point you to other resources on the web for inspiration and practical advice. I've been blogging for a site, rvmattress.com. It's by Brooklyn Bedding. They handcraft RV mattresses here in the U.S., but their blog is a fantastic resource, ideas for road trips and all of those great views that you don't want to miss, as well as practical advice, which I think is really important for travelers hitting the road this summer.
You've got all the ideas. There are so many things to do here, and when you pack it all into an RV, we are set. Jeanenne, thanks so much for taking the time to give us some of this info. Appreciate it.